Hey friends and family, hey loved ones. How you all doing? So it's April 22nd today, 2022, and I wanted to jump on here real quick just to do a quick review because it is a momentous anniversary of my journey, my return home to me, and it's just so fun to see all the changes and the expansion and the growth that I've come through and experienced in the last 2 years. I started these alchemical videos, sharing them publicly in April 22nd of 2020. And I just went back and I watched that first video, this offering that I had made because of the the division and the split that was tearing me up inside. You know, um, just that mindset that there wasn't room for me and we and all of, our beliefs, opinions, filters, screens, and all the things that kept us separate and that felt like kept me from me and me from we. And that was tearing me up inside and hurting me. And I've learned so much. I've learned so much just by being willing to show up and practice and play with all of this and to share authentically and vulnerably, embracing the mess and saying yes to life and to love and to true, new, whole, full ways of being. And including the Fool, the beginning and the end, the Fool, the archetypal Fool that holds it all and is seen as God. Yeah, and it's just so fun, to play with all this and to receive all this and to appreciate and value all of this learning and growth and expansion. So super humbled and grateful and overjoyed, really, to see all the changes that have happened in my life and the internal and the external changes that have really contributed and honored, my life and my relationships, all my relations, and all that are in relationships with me, even if some of those relationships have changed or they're no longer active relationships. I still appreciate and value all that they were, all that they held, all that they taught me, all that they contributed to my learning and growth, and to know myself and to see where I had been giving my power away and where I had not been honoring and including different parts of me and allowing me to be and allowing me to trust myself. And so it has been a work in progress, and it's a work in practice, and it also is, a practice of play and remembering to play and shake it up because it's love always. And gotta laugh at ourselves sometimes, to drop that, heavy weight sometimes that we're carrying around, and sometimes we only just become aware of it, when we release it. And it's really, really funny that way. We don't realize how heavy something is until we let it go, and then we feel so much lighter. And it's just how it goes. So learning as we go and trusting as we go and knowing that it's okay not to know, and it's okay to be here and know, that a wise man knows nothing. The more that I learn about things, the more I learn I know nothing. And it's just awesome that way. So letting go of old identities and old scripts and old ways of thinking and perceiving and old beliefs and old ways of perceiving and operating and showing up in the world. Yeah, it's totally transformed so many things. And a lot of that was through forgiveness and acceptance, and just a willingness to develop certain strengths that were seen as limitations, because that was my potential that I had. And that my soul was asking me to nurture and attend to. And so really, there's just so much to say and so much beauty through Love Always. So going back to that first video, I titled it Call to Act, Alchemy in Action for the Integrity of the Whole. And just going back to see that where I was 2 years ago, and just the heartfelt wisdom that I was sharing. And I thank my past self for choosing that, for being willing to feel the fear and show up and express, and with care, all the love that I had in my heart, and to act with care and to offer it with love and compassion, without judgment. Because I truly, wanted to become more self-aware and more accountable to me. And I feel like I've done a lot of work, and received amazing blessings from being willing to receive that, and to open to that, and to give myself permission to choose that, and free that love and that energy for me to create something new, and to write a new story about me and we. And it is one that's more unified through inclusivity. And so what else can I say? Some of the themes that I had been talking about in that stream, accountability, and wider, fuller perspectives, and the wisdom of the heart. And there was so much in there, in just like less than 25 minutes, really. And so very non-scripted, but it just came from the heart. And it was exactly, what I really needed, and what I needed to hear. So I am very grateful that I chose that, because even if, it doesn't reach many people, or, have the intended effect that I desired it to, it really made a huge difference for me. And I'm seeing that in so many ways, where the choices that we make and the actions that we take really do make a huge difference, whether we see that or not. It does. And it's valued, and nothing is wasted. And that's like one thing that I so value and appreciate are the changes, as the essence of change and the essence of life. The essence of life is change. And like not resisting certain changes, or letting go of that resistance to embrace certain changes that need to be made in order to support life and allow life to continue with integrity. Yeah. And that means honoring it all, and holding it all, and surrendering it all. And being willing to know that we are all things. So, where do we go? The value and the appreciation. And that's one thing had been struggling with. I really resented this inverted value system that we've been conditioned and programmed to accept as our own. And I always knew it was skewed and distorted. I didn't know, to what extent and how and why. Like, everything was so backwards and upside down. But I do have a better personal understanding of certain things and what they mean to me, and what I really needed for my well-being. And super awesome that it's come full circle, really. And it's just so profound in so many ways. But I super value and appreciate my life and myself in a way that I hadn't ever been able to give that to myself before in the past. And because I've chosen to see and recognize and appreciate and value the gifts that are always being given, and the gifts that I've been given to be, share, and experience, and honor and receive, and start to value and appreciate everyone else's value and everybody else's worth and my own, not leaving myself out of that. Full circle. Letting go of that false humility that always excluded, my own self. Yeah. And still processing a lot around that. And maybe I'll share more later at some point, before the end of the month, about what I've learned and about what I've seen, and especially in these last cycles of growth, the last 6-7 months, the last year, the last 5 years, the last 10 years, the last 20 years, just amazing, really, seeing certain cycles and what kind of fruits they did yield for me, and those around me, those close to me, those connected to me, and putting in, that work, because it's a labor of love, and contributing my efforts, how I see that they are really valued now, when I didn't feel like they were, and I didn't feel like they were valuable and that I was valuable. And because of that old programming of low self-worth and low self-esteem, and that distorted image of who I thought I was, or who I thought I needed to be in order to be worthy of all of this love that I am, and that I've always been, and that I always will be, no matter what it looks like or how it seems. And so, just, amazing grace. Can't tell you how thankful and how grateful I really am for all that's opened up for me, and all that has come into fruition and is blooming in my life right now, and all of the opportunities and the blessings that are always available and that have opened up because of certain choices and certain paths and roads taken, even though they weren't easy, and they were at times really painful. It's like the death of the ego, and that death of the small self, and letting things go in favor of the soul's growth instead of the ego's instant gratification or a sense of security. And so one of the hardest things for me to do was let go of certain relationships in my life, because I love my people, and I felt a little disloyal, for needing to take some time and take a step back and actually understand certain dynamics I was playing into, or that were on, just like my default mode or my default settings. And part of that is like just being really empathic and empathetic because I want everyone to be happy, but like, yeah, it was not healthy and it didn't really lead to true happiness. It was more of a comfort zone and a sense of security to, you know, be accepted or maybe even just feel like loved and valued by others. But I was in a lot of ways, I was like whoring myself out and whoring like my energy, like for like crumbs, really, you know, because I didn't see my own value and my own worth and what the love that I had, all the love that I had and what that was worth. Like, and so, yeah, just seeing more into like the giver, the shadow caregiver, and like the people pleaser, and the peacemaker, the peacemaker that made false peace. And really is super interesting. It's so funny, like how I'll get some of these streams and some of these themes, and then certain things like I'll just come across like reading something, or maybe I'm just like watching something, yeah, for just to decompress or whatever, and like there's a message that relates, And so my husband and I last night we were watching Braveheart, and yeah, it was interesting. There was this part in the show where, yeah, the English, he says, I've done all that's in my power to help us to live together in relative peace and harmony, and this is how you repay me and whatnot. And yeah, and it's just like, oh, that relative peace and harmony, that false peace, like that's oppression, that's tyranny, that's us just going along because, I mean, what else are we going to do? Like, because we're afraid to die, or because yeah, I mean, in some certain way, like of losing our physical life, or like, we're maybe going through that ego death, that death of the ego, that death of the small self. And so there's a certain part of us, like an aspect of ourselves, that is that tyrant that expects us to go along with certain things at all costs, to stay alive, or yeah, to be safe, or whatever it is. That need, that one of those core needs, which aren't like wrong or bad for us to have at all. It's natural. But the way that we've been exploited through, yeah, through that need, through that very human need to belong and to, to be seen as valuable, worthy, and right to be. And so just, yeah, all these things that do show me different things about me, and the old ways of operating, and all of the new and true possibilities, just find it so fascinating, like all these stories that we have. That was another theme, sharing our stories, sharing our experiences, rather than trying to tell each other what it means exactly. And so, although I feel like if we can share what it means to us, that does help bring more clarity. But yeah, and understanding. But I have realized that I can let go of the need now to understand, and I can let go of the need that I had to help others understand, or to help others understand me or see me in the ways that I wanted to be seen. And so it's just so amazing, like all this alchemy, the sacred alchemy, and this divine feminine wisdom that is so loving. It's just the truth of the heart and the way of the heart, the path of the heart that unifies the whole. And so just seeing into all those things and remembering I am whole. And that's one of the things that it was needed to remember our whole, full, true being, is remembering that we are whole and that we are part of a greater whole and that all others are whole and are part of that whole that we're a part of as well. And so, yeah, just remembering that and drawing strength from that and choosing to have faith in that inner knowing that we are whole and that we do belong, like, to each other and to love, to all. And so, yeah, thank you, everything. We've been enjoying, this extra great inflow, abundance, and energy to play with and regenerate. How fun it is to consciously choose to create and let go of old blocks, old value systems, and outgrown beliefs. I'd written that on April 20th. And yesterday I got to spend a wonderful day babysitting and spending time caring for my beautiful granddaughter. I just love her so much, and I just love being present to receive the gift that she is, and and to receive the gift that life is and that I've been given to live. And that is just so magical and beautiful, and I love that. And I'm so grateful to be here and to live, to embody, this life. And all the love I have to give. It's so beautiful. I'm just beyond words, like, humbled and grateful. And yeah, there's a lot of different things that I have alchemized and I have turned around for myself. April 20th, 2022, alchemizing jealousy, envy, false humility, low self-worth, and low self-esteem through gratitude, appreciation, allowance, and receptivity. Thank you for being good at what you do, and thank you for sharing your gifts. Thank you for being true to yourself, and thank you for being you. What is life asking me to see? What's right about this? How is this a gift? For me and we. What is this gift? What am I being offered, shown, presented, asked to notice, reclaim, surrender, let go of, or reframe and reintegrate, purify, or value and appreciate? What am I asking? What am I being asked to be accountable for and allow to circulate or recirculate, to be given back in service to the whole and our integrity? To receive for my soul's growth, learning, becoming whole, unified within. What am I being asked to receive? For my soul's greatest growth, learning. So I've had thoughts about the division and the need to be right, clinging to our old identities, beliefs, and our old ways of doing things. And there's been some interesting things that have come up for me to look at and to see more deeply into. And it's so expansive. And I may go into that next time a little bit more. But I've realized some things too, like so many things. Like, just because I agree with someone, like maybe on 4 out of 5 things, doesn't mean I have to let that one thing that I don't agree with them, or I don't see eye to eye, or I don't understand about, like, their experience or their own, like, belief system or their own story or their own identity or their own small self-image. I mean, because, sometimes we all do operate from that small self, but the larger true self can come through that small self, And so it's just so interesting, like, some of my old perceptions and beliefs around, like, spiritual teachers and the spiritual ego and things, like certain things are being dissolved and healed, and I'm clearing some of those old distortions which were really, really confusing me about so many things. And so part of that is just like learning to trust myself and bringing in the witness to watch and detach, to witness. And so, yeah, I noticed that I could admire someone a lot for the work that they do and the skills that they have and the gifts that they share. But then if there was like one little thing like that I saw was wrong about it, like, or that they were incorrect or mistaken about something, it was like I had a really hard time taking everything else seriously about them. And kind of made me want to throw out the baby with the bathwater. And so, like, just been working with that the last couple weeks, and how we can get so hung up on certain things and really be attached to our own like personal dogmas or collective, group identification. I was gonna say identity and identify like at the same time, and that's how it came out. That's funny, but yeah, the things, the groups, yeah, or that we've identified with in certain ways. Um, yeah, those can cause a lot of back and forth and arguing in certain ways. Like we can argue with ourselves because logic always argues with itself. That's that's what its job is, and to doubt itself. And so we need to bring in the irrational as well, and work with the personal lens and the impersonal lens, like to see a third point of view or a wider, larger point of view. And forgot where I was going with this, but it was about some things like differing perceptions or differing belief systems. Even if we share the same belief under an umbrella, it doesn't mean it's going to be the same for everyone. And so it's just kind of funny how we can get rigid and be really nitpicky about things. And I've been working with the nitpicker for a long time because yeah, it's so funny that I've noticed that we've been taught to focus on what's wrong, or to focus on the mistake, or to focus on what's not quite right, instead of seeing the larger whole of everything in the scheme of things. Yeah, and so I was listening to a gifted healer and medium the other day, and she just had said like a couple of different things that, like, I don't know, it didn't trigger me, but it like kind of rubbed me a little bit of the wrong way. And I was just like, okay, what's that about? And like, where am I being rigid? And I don't have to agree. I know that I don't have to agree, but what's my resistance about this? And why am I feeling like I can't take her seriously now about anything because of this one little speck, So just looking at that, and just like, oh, okay, like I'll just take what resonates and I'll leave the rest, and really like what I feel is aligned with the heart's truth and all of that. That's what's really important. That's what really matters. And the other stuff is just like a little, and like I just feel like it's like little sprinkles of like these little things that we add in because they're part of our story and what we're here to work out for ourselves and all those things. And so I just wrote this little thing because it's just like, yeah, I see that now in a way that I hadn't been able to see that before. And so just because someone is gifted, talented, smart, brilliant, intelligent, wise, skilled, practiced, open, aware, or very self-aware, or they're informed or educated and good at what they do, or they're a master in their own field, it doesn't mean that they don't have their own shadow stuff, their own blind spots, their unconscious or semi-conscious ego agendas, their own stories and tales, their survival strategies, filters, beliefs, and generational programming and trauma to clear. So, and their own discernment to refine, cultivate, expand, develop, and define or divine for themselves. The water diviner, the water bearer. I am an engine of mass creation. I am a wide flood plain. I open my heart wider, and I am safe right here. And so that was super interesting. Instead of like not liking it or judging it or whatever, it's like, oh, what do I get to do with this? You know, like maybe I just get to allow it to exist. So that's a better use of my energy, and to redirect it, you know, and to bring it back to me as well. Like, yeah, what is this gift that's being offered? Or what am I being asked, you know, to see more clearly? And so, yeah, just enjoying some of those things. And this daily practice of being me and honoring what's been given. Honoring the resources, honoring the gift, honoring the opportunity, and the challenge, the blessing to live truly in harmony with myself, capital S, self. So, yes, I'm enjoying this joy and this gift and all of this currency, this extension of our energy. I just remember to enjoy and let go of attachments and old stories of lack and unworthiness. Or the miserly martyr syndrome, the false humility and pride, the fear, the vanity, playing small and excluding myself and all my fertility, my prosperity, blessings, and opportunities to live, thrive, enjoy, and celebrate being alive. To enjoy life. There's so much love in my life, and I claim my good and my birthright to joy and love being alive, in loving connection and harmony with myself, the whole, and Creator. Thank you, life. And so, yeah. Now that I have chosen that for myself, I'm so grateful. Feeling the shifts, the energetic shifts in the inner and the outer. It's so legit, all this holy shit, all these gifts. Lots of ideas and inspiration aligned with my passions and loves, all about wellness, healing, holding, nature, creativity, and the plants, the magic plants and plant magic. Medicine, Mother Nature, and Earth Mother's bountiful apothecary. Looking into the cosmic kitchen and loving it. Looking at recipes and interesting little snippets on wellness and the plant qualities, herbal healing and balancing, harmonizing, realigning with the divine intelligence, the principles and qualities of the divine feminine, unifying consciousness through inclusivity. Seeing into some of the lessons from the last 2 years, purifying and restructuring with true integrity, a willingness to embrace the whole of me, we, with love, devotion, acceptance, compassion, and true humility. That's generosity to me and we. And seeing the absolute value in all we're given and we can choose to open to receive, seeing that our choices, actions, and ways of being do make a difference, a measurable one, to bless, create, heal, or to harm and destroy. So looking at structure, support, and foundation, remembering that we are whole, we are all worthy, and we are all connected, related, and interdependent. Love always. Love is who we are. So it's now been 2 years since I began my alchemy videos and sharing them publicly on YouTube. Wow, what an incredible healing and learning journey of beauty and self-discovery. I'm so grateful to have chosen truth and love for me and we. I'm thinking about my top 10 life turn-ons and the gifts of choice, choosing and honoring joy, enjoying life through being the love that I really am, we really are, and how fun that really is, how free that truly is. I'm so super grateful to share all the love through all I am and all I love. Yeah, looking at rites of passage and all of these different things, and the sacred time that we're in. And I found something today because I had been collecting little notes and things for myself in this little cauldron, and it's been about a year now, and I was like, oh, maybe it's time to go through those things and see what's in there and what I've been brewing and, through my alchemy. And it was just kind of fun to see like some of the things that I had just kind of stashed away in there for a rainy day, which it's raining today, and just kind of going through some of those things. And I had found this little pamphlet, or this page from a pamphlet from Flower Essence Services, and it was about this benediction oil that I had forgotten about, like that was given to me as a gift. My husband, he had gotten me a dream kit of flower essences and prayers and all these things, and this benediction oil that can be put on certain acupuncture points. And there's a one called C17 that's right here by the heart, and to help us connect to the heart and all of that. And there is something about rites of passage and a concept called kairos. So we've all heard of chronos, which is like the chronological order of time, but kairos is actually a sanctified time, which honors sacred passages in the annual calendar and in personal soul life. Yeah, so I wrote my own notes: our individuation and fool's journey, our full return home to ourselves. And so that was really, really fun to see that, and to have a new relationship with time, this sanctified time, this the time that is now, like right now. That's, yeah. So yeah, just kind of some fun things been receiving for myself, and it is really so fun to see it come full circle, and continue coherent, heart coherence through heart coherence and being whole. And so I feel like I'm complete with that right for now. And I'm so very grateful for all the beautiful things and beautiful gifts and beautiful people. So many loves and so much love in my life. And it is so different. It feels so different today than it did 2 years ago, where I do feel more at home within myself, and more allowing of myself, more accepting of myself, more accepting of others. Although, like, I always felt like I have been like way more patient and accepting of others than I have been my own self. But it has helped me to see like where I wasn't totally allowing them to be either, because I had my own agendas and my own small image or self-image to defend, protect, or to keep safe. And so it's just a trip in a lot of ways to see that, and seeing now where I felt like really lonely and really disconnected in certain ways, especially with certain friends and relationships with women. But now it's all like everything I've ever wanted. It's here for me, and it's blooming, and it's beautiful, and it is so right to be. And coming home to me and we has been the most beautiful journey I've ever chosen to receive. So I'm so grateful for all the beautiful friends in my life and all those that love me for who I am, not for what I can be for them or what I can do for them or what I can give them, but just because I am. And I am worthy of this love. I am, because I know I am. I am this love. I know I am. So, just really just amazed, so amazed by the generosity that we're always being given, and that we always have to be. We can always choose for we can always choose for ourselves, like this love that we are, this love that we need. And so with that, I bless you and I praise you and I thank you and I wish you well. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you be well. I love you. I thank you. I praise you and I bless you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me and I thank you. Ho'oponopono. 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 I am eternally grateful for you. I love you. I thank you. I bless you. And I wish you all the peace for your well-being that you need to fully remember and believe in your own abilities and your own wellspring and your own beauty and your own love you have to be. Be well. Love y'all. We'll see you for now.